Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, I am Ahmed Mumtaz Mustahsan, your teacher for CSC 141 Introduction to Computer Programming. In the last lecture, we were discussing the concepts of functions. I'll continue with these concepts in this particular lecture as well, so that we can have some good understanding of the concept that I introduced in the last lecture. I will repeat the concept but with some slight change so that we can add few more concepts. So, writing a function, you need to decide that how the function will look like. When you are supposed to write a function, you're supposed to develop a function, so you need to provide something. And what is that something? Number one, the return type of a function, whether the function is supposed to return something or not. If not, then the return type is void. If the function is supposed to return some data type, then you are supposed to provide that data type, and that is the type of the function as well. Then you have to assign a name to a function, and you know the name of the function. Naming a function has the same rules and regulation that we have learned while naming a variable. Then argument list, or we call it as types of the parameters. Number of parameter, their data type, their name, and their order. The three important things that we need to provide. Then you are required to write down the body of that particular function, means the activities that you are supposed to do or the statements that you would like to execute within that particular function. So these are the requirements to develop a function. With this, we see that how should we concentrate on each and every aspect of developing this function. Function parameters are very important. We need to discuss it. The parameters are local variable inside the body of the function. When you are using these parameters inside the body of the function, then these parameters are like the local variables. मैंने आपको बताया था, whatever variable you declare in the function are called the local variable. So ये parameters जो हैं, जो आपके variables ही हैं, that you use it in your functions, they are also inside the body of the function, they are also called the local variables. When the function is called, they will have the value passed in it. आपने जो भी किसी variable के through data pass करना है, वो value जो है, that is assigned to that particular argument. The function gets a copy of that value passed in it, and later on we'll see how can we pass on different values to these argument or to these parameters. We'll come back to it later on, maybe at the end of today's lecture or maybe in the next lecture. So same old good friend, integer, add two numbers. Int is the return type, add two numbers is the name of the function. Int first num is the first argument. Int second num is the second argument. The type of the first data type is integer. The type of the second variable or the second argument is also integer. So you sum int sum is equal to first num plus second num. If we change it here, first num is equal to 0, second num is equal to 0, don't expect that this change is also reflected in the calling program, because the first num and the second num will get the copy of the data that is passed it to from the calling program. So even if you say first num is equal to 0 and second num is equal to 0, yet the contents of the arguments passed on from the calling program will remain unchanged. So this is very important. So just to make a point, I have just reinitialized the values here. So you just try it and see whether their value is changed or not, and I promise that they will not change. Then you can return the sum here. So here we can call this function int main integer y, enter the values, read on the value of a and b, then y is equal to ab, and we are passing the two arguments int num1 and int num2, और हमने उनका नाम क्या रखा था, first num and second num. So this is first num, this is second num, both are integers. We are passing these parameters, and here, although we have initialized these values 0 zeros here and returning the sum, but here after calling this function the sum is returned and we have assigned the value y here. So when we print a, the value of a, it should be the value not 0. आपको याद होगा कि यहाँ पर हमने इनको 0 कर दिया, but once you will print the value, its value will not be 0. Similarly, the value of b will not be 0. However, the value of sum will be equal to the value of a plus b. Here we are saying return 0 because the type of the main is equal to int. Okay, आगे चले. So, as if the same program, you could have written it here int a, int b. अब हमने यहाँ पर इसका नाम a और b रखा था, हम यहाँ पर भी इसका नाम a और b रख सकते हैं. But these a and b's are these local variables here. We can say a is equal to a plus b. It's one and the same thing because you are adding the contents of b into a and you are returning a here. So similarly, you can call it here in main program maybe y is equal to add two nums a comma b. So it will work just like the previous example. So local variables, parameters and variables declared inside the definition of a functions are local. Okay, they only exist inside the body of the function where they have been defined, जहाँ पे आपने they are defined, जहाँ पे आपने उनको define किया हुआ है, सिर्फ उसी में वो आपको available है. Once the function returns, the variables no longer exist. वो जो memory है जो उसके साथ allocate की हुई है वो memory release हो जाती है, and if the memory is released, obviously वो variable भी release हो जाते हैं. Obviously the data that is attached with those memory locations is also lost. So that's fine. We don't need them. Since we don't need them, क्यों? The second time when you are going to call that particular function, they will be defined again. So may or may not be the same memory location. At that time, it might assign you some other memory location. Okay? So no need to worry because we don't require them. We can also define any particular variable in any block. This is very important. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि we can define a variable within a function. We can define a variable in main. I'm just telling you that even we are allowed to define a variable within a block. What is that block? Block means curly brackets. Start of curly bracket, this, within this block. So whatever variable we will define within a block is only visible within that particular block. Once you are out of this block, this variable is lost. This variable is gone. So the next time when you will enter again into this block, this variable will be declared again, defined again, assigned again. Okay? But soonest you exit from this block, this data is lost or no more required. So sometime you want that your variable should be there, whether they are defined in a block. Block तो मैंने आपको explain करने के लिए बताया. So suppose you have defined certain variables in the main, or you have defined certain variables in a function. If you want that your variable should remain there till the execution of the whole program, then you need to define the variables. And then also, if you want that your variables should be visible to all the functions, मैंने भी आपको बताया local variables are those variables which are defined within the function and are visible within the function. But if you define a global variable, it means that these global variables are visible to all the functions, and therefore their life is throughout the execution of the program. So you can declare variable outside of any function definition. These variables are called global variables. Any function can access and change these global variables. कोई भी function, because they are visible to every function. Therefore, every function can access this variable. If the function can access the variable, then the function can change the contents or modify these variables. So, flag that indicates whether debugging information should be printed or not is an example of the global variable. I'll show you the details of what I wanted to say it here when I will be in the demonstration of the course in the Visual C environment. So there is a new concept which is called scope. Scope of a variable. What is the scope of a variable? The scope of a variable is the portion of the program where the variable has meaning, where it exists. Take a global variable has a global unlimited scope. Unlimited means visible to every function. Then the local variable scope is restricted in the function that declared this variable. A block variable scope is restricted within the block in which the variable is declared. Basically, scope के साथ दो चीजें related होती हैं. एक visibility, दूसरी उसके lifetime. If the function is visible within a particular function only, then its lifetime is within the function only, and then it is called a local variable. But if the function is visible to all the functions, then the function is a global variable, or its lifetime is the throughout execution of the program. So scope of the variable comprises the visibility and lifetime. Local variables की visibility within the function and lifetime is the life of that particular function. Global variable का scope is the visibility to all the functions and lifetime is throughout the execution of the program. ये दोनों चीजें आपने याद रखनी है, visibility and the lifetime. A variable declared outside of a function is available everywhere, but only the function that follows it in that file. यानी कि आपने एक function declare किया, define किया, उससे पहले you have declared a variable which is called a global variable. Now जितने भी आप function उसके बाद one after the other define करते जाएंगे, that particular variable will be visible to all the functions. ठीक? Textbook में it is called file scope, but technically we should call it as a global scope. We'll talk about it more in few minutes. So, block scope. In this particular example, integer a is equal to y is defined within this particular block. This integer a is equal to y is defined within this block. So it is only visible within this block. So its lifetime is only within this particular block. इसकी life यहाँ से शुरू हुई और यहाँ पे end हो गई. So when you say see out a end, so this is an error because a does not exist. Because a does not exist outside the block where it was declared. इसी concept को हम expand कर सकते हैं कि if the function is declared within the block of a function, यानी कि a function is declared within the function, how can it be made visible to outside the block. वही कॉन्सेप्ट जो इस ब्लॉक का है, वही कॉन्सेप्ट उस फंक्शन का है जिसका वेरिएबल जो है विद इन द फंक्शन डिफाइन किया गया है. ओके. नेस्टिंग. Although the functions की nesting is not there, you cannot define a function within a function. So you don't need to know how calls a function to know the scope of its variable. Calling program को scope के बारे में पता नहीं होना चाहिए क्योंकि function within the function you really don't define. So there is nesting of variable scope in blocks. हाँ. If we are talking about the nesting of the variables, it is allowed, but if we are talking about the nesting of the definition of a function, nesting of the function definition, it is not allowed. But the nesting of the variable scope in a block is allowed. How and why? We can see from here. Here we can see that this J is defined in this block starting from this particular point. From this point to this point, J is defined. K has been defined. It's not available up on this above statement, but K is available here. So K is defined from here to here. And this M is only defined within this. Not this. This M, it should be this. This. So this M should be here. M is only visible from this block to this block. J is visible from this block, this point to this point. From here to here, K is there. From this point to this point, J is visible. Similarly, the life of the J is starting from this point to this point. Life of the K is only from this block to this block, and life of the M. So you can define the variables. Every time the control enters into K, K की domain में enter होता है, K is defined again. Every time the control enters to M, it defines M. But as soon as it exits M, M is lost. As soon as it exits K, the K is lost. So, I hope कि अब आपकी ये बात समझ में आ गई है कि किसी भी वेरिएबल की जो विजिबिलिटी और उसकी जो लाइफ है is within the scope where it has defined, it is defined, it has been defined. सिर्फ उसी पर्टिकुलर एरिया के अंदर उसकी विजिबिलिटी और उसकी लाइफ अवेलेबल है. Next is a storage class that is also related with these variables and their life. Each variable has a storage class that determines the period during which the variable exists in its memory. ये उसकी लाइफ है. मैंने कहा था ना विजिबिलिटी के साथ एक चीज लाइफ भी है. अब हम लाइफ को डिफाइन कर रहे हैं. Each variable has a storage class means कि storage is allocated. If the storage is allocated means that is the life through which you can put the data into that particular storage. Some variables are created only once. उनके लिए memory जो है is set aside and that remains throughout the execution of the program. For example, मैंने भी आपको थोड़ी देर पहले बताया क्या कि global variables are visible to all the functions. इसका मतलब है global variables are created only once. So their life is throughout the execution of the program. जो memory allocate होती है global variables को, that remains with them till the completion of the program, जब तक वो program execute होता है. Some variables are recreated many times. लॉजिकल बात है. अभी मैंने आपको एग्जांपल्स दी. ऑल द वेरिएबल्स विच आर डिफाइंड विद इन द ब्लॉक या ऑल द वेरिएबल्स विच आर लोकल वेरिएबल्स डिफाइंड विद इन द फंक्शन. सो एवरी टाइम द फंक्शन इज इन्वोक्ड द वेरिएबल्स आर डिफाइंड. एवरी टाइम द ब्लॉक इज इन्वोक्ड द वेरिएबल इज डिफाइंड. सो दीज वेरिएबल्स die and exist. They are created and killed every time the block is existed. जब भी वो ब्लॉक जो है वो एग्जीक्यूट होगा वेरिएबल रीडिफाइंड हो जाएंगे ऑटोमेटिकली वहां पर, और जैसे ही वो ब्लॉक से आप एग्जिट करेंगे दे विल बी गॉन. Okay, so the local variables are recreated each time a function is called. So there are certain concepts that you must know. कौन से मैंने आपको बताया. Local variables are also known as auto variables. Auto, created each time the block in which they exist is entered. So the local variable को दूसरा नाम अब हम दे रहे हैं auto variables. Register variables are just like auto variables, but they are defined within the CPU registers. लेकिन आप अपनी आसानी के लिए कह सकते हैं कि you need to tell the compiler that you need a space which is very very fast. कोई आप ऐसा डेटा रखना चाहते हैं that should always be available quickly to your program, तो उसके लिए you can declare or you can request the memory location, even if you can request the memory location that is the register of a CPU. उसके भी आप use करेंगे the keyword register. Static, if you want that the life of the variable should be throughout the execution of the program, you can use the keyword static. So static create only once, means all the variables which are static are created only once, even if it is a local variable. तो किसी भी local variable के साथ when you declare it a word static, so means कि the contents of that particular variable will remain there even if you exit from that particular function. तो अगर आपने स्टैटिक वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर किया है तो उसका मतलब है उसकी मेमोरी विल रिमेन देयर, उसकी लाइफ इज देयर. इफ द मेमोरी इज देयर, इफ द लाइफ इज देयर, देन द कंटेंट रिमेन्स देयर. ऐसे वेरिएबल्स को हम डिक्लेयर करते हैं यूजिंग अ कीवर्ड स्टैटिक. देन एक्सटर्नल, ग्लोबल वेरिएबल्स का दूसरा नाम एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल्स है. सो आई हैव गिवन यू 4 कॉन्सेप्ट्स. ऑटो, लोकल वेरिएबल्स आर आल्सो नोन एज ऑटो वेरिएबल. रजिस्टर, ऑटो वेरिएबल का दूसरा नाम रजिस्टर भी है, प्रोवाइडेड इट इज रिक्वेस्टेड बाय द यूजर फ्रॉम द सिस्टम दैट यू नीड अ वेरी फास्ट लोकेशन. स्टैटिक, throughout the execution of the program you want to keep the memory location, you want to keep the data, you can request the variable, you can say static integer x. So integer x is the variable name. The variable type is integer, name is x, static, that you want the life of the variable should be throughout the execution of the program. Global variables are also known as external variable. They are visible to all the functions and their life is throughout the execution of the program. So these are the 4 new concepts that we have discussed. Let's take the example. Auto int j, or you can say int j, by default it is auto, by default it is local. Then you can say register integer I need to be fast. This is the variable name and you have just requested that I need a variable जिसका नाम आपने लिखा I underscore need underscore to underscore be underscore fast, and you have requested the system that this integer variable should be within the register. यानी कि इस इंटीजर वेरिएबल को जो आप स्पेस रिक्वेस्ट की है वो आपने सीपीयू के रजिस्टर के लिए दरखास्त दी है. सो वी हैव डिफाइंड ऑटो, रजिस्टर, स्टैटिक एंड एक्सटर्नल विद एन एग्जांपल. प्रैक्टिकल यूजेस. लोकल वेरिएबल्स आर ऑटो बाय डिफॉल्ट. ग्लोबल वेरिएबल्स आर स्टैटिक बाय डिफॉल्ट. डिक्लेयरिंग अ लोकल वेरिएबल as static means it will remember its last value. यानी कि आपने एक ऐसे वेरिएबल को स्टैटिक डिक्लेयर कर दिया so that कि आप चाहते हैं कि उसके डेटा के कंटेंट should be remembered throughout the execution of the program, that it's not destroyed and recreated each time its scope is entered. यानी कि each time इसकी विजिबिलिटी जब होगी तो इसको रिक्रिएट नहीं किया जाएगा और इसके कंटेंट्स जो है वो चेंज नहीं होंगे. ओके, सो सिंस इसकी लाइफ इज देयर, सो एवरी टाइम इट इज मेड विजिबल द कंटेंट शुड रिमेन देयर. ये तो था स्कोप ऑफ द वेरिएबल्स. Similarly, we can talk about the scope of the function. हमने सी में आइडेंटिफायर्स के स्कोप की बात की और हमने कहा कि वेरिएबल का स्कोप होता है, तो वेरिएबल का स्कोप होता है तो फंक्शन का भी स्कोप होता है. फंक्शन नेम्स हैव 5 स्कोप. व्हाट डज इट मीन? Everything that follows a function definition in the same file can use the function. अब आप एक फंक्शन डिफाइन करते हैं, उसके बाद जो नेक्स्ट फंक्शन डिफाइन करेंगे उसको ऊपर वाला फंक्शन नजर आएगा. उसके बाद जो आप थर्ड नंबर पे फंक्शन डिफाइन करेंगे उसको ऊपर के दोनों फंक्शन नजर आएंगे. सो व्हाटएवर फंक्शन यू विल डिफाइन इन ए सीक्वेंस आर ऑटोमेटिकली मेड विजिबल टू द नेक्स्ट फंक्शन जो उसके ऑर्डर के अंदर नीचे आपने डिफाइन किया है. लेकिन इसमें एक प्रॉब्लम है, जो फंक्शन आपने बाद में डिफाइन किया मे नॉट बी द विजिबल टू द फंक्शन दैट हैव डिफाइंड अबव. उसके लिए क्या किया जाए? Something this is not convenient. We want to call the function from the top of the file and define it at the bottom of the file. समझ में आई बात? कि फंक्शन A डिफाइन किया, फंक्शन B डिफाइन किया, फंक्शन C डिफाइन किया. C को A और B दोनों विजिबल है, B को A विजिबल है, A को B और C विजिबल नहीं है क्योंकि वो उससे पहले डिफाइन नहीं हुए. अगर आप ये चाहते हैं कि A, B, C तीनों एक दूसरे को विजिबल हो तो उसके लिए वी नीड टू डू समथिंग और उसको हम करते हैं फंक्शन प्रोटोटाइप. अगर हम किसी फंक्शन को फंक्शन प्रोटोटाइप कर दे मींस कि हम उसकी डिक्लेरेशन कर दे, then these functions are made visible to each other. Every function which is prototype is visible to every other function. So a function prototype can be used to tell the compiler what a function looks like. Prototype कर दिया, declare कर दिया, so everyone now knows about the function. So it can be called even though the compiler has not yet seen this function definition. ठीक है, उसके सीक्वेंस में नहीं आया, even then आपके पास प्रोटोटाइप, क्योंकि प्रोटोटाइप में you provide the basic information. Basic information में क्या है? You provide the name of the function, you provide the return type and you provide the parameter type. यही तो चीजें होती हैं कि फंक्शन रिटर्न क्या करता है, what is the return type, what is the name, what is the parameter list. Okay, and this we do it while prototyping a function, means by declaring a function. Declaring a function means prototyping a function. Examples, अब यहाँ पे functions की definitions नहीं है. Double sqrt, int add two nums, int counter void. These 3 statements are the prototype of these 3 functions. These 3 functions tell the compiler that sqrt is the name of the function that returns a double data type and that take double as a single argument. Int is the return type of the function name add two nums that has got 2 arguments and these 2 arguments are integer arguments. Int counter tells the compiler that counter is the name of the function that but does not take any argument. So इन तीनों function के बारे में you have informed everyone that these 3 functions exist and this is called prototyping of function. फर्क समझ में आ गया आपको कि why we need to prototype a function? We need to prototype a function to advertise it, to tell each and every function about its name, return data types and argument weights. So whoever, whatsoever client is, whoever wants to use this particular function should be able to use it. So you can define this. You have just prototyped it here, then you have a main, then you are using this function. आपने क्या किया? आपने सिर्फ प्रोटोटाइप बताया, यहाँ पर कोई डेफिनेशन नहीं दी फंक्शन की. प्रोटोटाइप बताने के बाद आपने you have started a main and you have used it 1, 2, 3 times you have used it. You have not yet provided the definition. This was sufficient. आपने prototype बता दिया. Now it is the responsibility of the compiler to search the definition. अब ये definition हमने in main के बाद नीचे provide की है. But since the system know कि counter नाम का एक function होगा जो ये return करेगा, वो उसकी definition ढूंढेगा. It will find the definition here. And this is the definition of the function. Therefore, you have provided the definition of the function after you are calling it here. So, आपने जब अपना main बनाया था, उसके बाद जो आपने अपना main function define किया था, उसके बाद आपने उसको call किया, and at the end you have defined and provided the details of the definition of the counter function. I hope you have understood the term prototype, its usage and its definition. So, how does a flow controls in the function? When the program is executed, means when a program is run, it always starts the execution from the first statement of the function of main. कंट्रोल ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम से मैंने कहा मेन के पास आता है, मेन की फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट होती है, एंड एनीवेयर इन द मेन अदर फंक्शंस आर एग्जीक्यूटेड ओनली व्हेन दे आर कॉल्ड. जहां पे आप कॉल करते हैं फंक्शन को, वहां पे क्या होता है कि कंट्रोल इज ट्रांसफर्ड टू दैट पर्टिकुलर फंक्शन. एग्जीक्यूशन जो है उस पर्टिकुलर फंक्शन की या मेन की सस्पेंड हो जाती है, और नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट जो उसकी फंक्शन की है उसका एड्रेस जो है सिस्टम अपने पास मेंटेन कर लेता है. मे बी इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर आई विल प्रिपेयर फ्यू स्लाइड्स टू शो यू के ये सीक्वेंस चलता कैसे है. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट का एड्रेस सेव हो जाता है और कंट्रोल इज ट्रांसफर्ड टू दैट पर्टिकुलर फंक्शन. मीन्स के एग्जीक्यूशंस आर हॉल्ट हो जाती हैं एग्जीक्यूशन उस पर्टिकुलर कॉलिंग फंक्शन की या कॉलिंग प्रोग्राम की जो किसी दूसरे फंक्शन को कॉल कर देता है. जिस फंक्शन को कॉल करते हैं वो लाइफ में आ जाता है. फंक्शन प्रोटोटाइप की वजह से it has got the definition and details of the function. Then the compiler finds out where the function is, then the function is loaded and it is executed. ये जो prototype है, it tells the provide the compiler कि इसकी definition कहाँ से search करनी है. Control is transferred to that particular function correctly. The data is passed to that function correctly. And the function call statement result in the transfer of control to the first statement in the body of the called function. जब मैंने आपको कहा कि कंट्रोल ट्रांसफर हो जाता है उस फंक्शन पे, तो उस फंक्शन में कहाँ ट्रांसफर होता है? टू द फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर फंक्शन. सो व्हेन द कॉलिंग प्रोग्राम कॉल्स अ फंक्शन, that calling program is halted, control is transferred to the calling function. Calling functions की first statement के ऊपर control आता है, that statement is executed. So it keep on executing the statements until it reaches to the last statement. After the last statement of the called function is executed, the control is passed back to the point immediately following that function. अब जहां से आपने इसको कॉल किया था, फौरी तौर पर वहीं वापस कंट्रोल चला जाता है उसकी नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट पे. वो कैसे जाता है? अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने आपको बताया, जब आप फंक्शन को कॉल करते हैं तो उससे अगली स्टेटमेंट का एड्रेस सेव कर लेते हैं अपने पास. तो व्हेन यू रिटर्न the function, when the last statement of the function is executed, which may or may not be the return statement, then the control goes back to the calling function और उसकी next statement जो आपने सेव की थी वहां से execution शुरू हो जाती. A value returning function returns a value. अगर function जो है वो value return function है, it is supposed to return some value, then the value is returned and therefore the returned value जो है is available to the calling program, to the calling function. मैंने आपको बताया था पिछले लेक्चर में कि वो it could be output statement, printf के अंदर भी आप इसे कॉल कर सकते हैं, it could be an assignment statement or it could be an independent statement where you have called the function. तो वो जो डेटा है, that particular data is available to the calling program, and now the name of that function is replaced by the return value. If the function is supposed to return an integer value, तो calling program में जो name of the function होगा, that will be replaced by its value. कैसे? I'll explain it to you in the next slide. Here integer a is equal to 5, b is equal to 5. You pass these a and b to the function sum. Control is transferred here. At this stage, the control address of this statement is saved somewhere. Control is transferred with the argument a is equal to 5, b is equal to 5. The control comes up here. Here, a comes to x, b is received in y. X and y are added, result is value. Then this VAL is returned back, and once it returns back, then this calling function here, sum a comma b, is replaced by the value returned by this function. So this function is supposed to return 5 plus 6, 11. So this sum a comma b is replaced by its value returned by the function, which is 11. This 11 is assigned to a and s, and then next statement printf is executed, and this printf will print the value a and s. Okay, in this way the flow is transferred from the calling program to the calling function, from the calling function back to the calling program. Now let's talk about the arguments, actual arguments, or automatic or local arguments. The argument listed in the function calling statement are referred to as actual arguments. जो प्रोग्राम कॉल कर रहा है फंक्शन को, उसमें जो आर्गुमेंट्स हैं, those are called the actual arguments. They are the actual value passed to that function to compute a value or to perform a task. So, जो calling program जो है, when the calling program passed on certain values to the calling function through the arguments, then these arguments are called actual arguments. और वो जो डेटा है उन actual arguments के through is passed on to the calling function. The arguments used in the function declaration are referred to as formal arguments. अब फंक्शन डिक्लेरेशन के टाइम पे भी तो आप आर्गुमेंट यूज करते हैं. आपको याद है हमने एक फंक्शन में यूज किया था फर्स्ट नम और सेकंड नम, और जबकि उस फंक्शन के अंदर हमने यूज किया था इंटीजर ए और इंटीजर बी. इंटीजर ए और इंटीजर बी which were the argument that we have used in the function definitions are referred to as formal arguments. These are called as formal arguments. और जो हम argument calling program से भेजते हैं उसको कहते हैं actual arguments. So the formal arguments, they are simply formal variables that accept or receive the value supplied by the calling program. जो formal arguments हैं, they are corresponding to the actual arguments. They are used to receive the data supplied by the calling program. तो calling program जो है वो actual arguments के through data जो है वो किसी function को भेजता है, और वो data जो है उसके formal arguments में, function के formal arguments में receive होता है. The data passed on by the actual arguments of the calling program is passed on to the function formal arguments and received by the formal arguments. Okay, actual argument का actual data formal arguments function के अंदर receive करते हैं. Return values and types. We can pass a number of values to the calling function. कैसे? हमने तो कोई restriction लगाई नहीं. A function can have any number of arguments. तो we can pass on any number of formal arguments, and the function should receive any number of actual arguments in its formal arguments, but function can only return one single value. As of today, we just know that function can return only one value. Function can receive many values. बहुत सारी आप आर्गुमेंट लिस्ट पूरी पास ऑन कर सकते हैं फंक्शन को, okay, through actual arguments, but जो function return करता है calling program को वापस is just one single value which is returned through the return statement. So the return statement can take one of the following form. Either it will be just return without any data or return with some expression. The return only does not return any value. If you are using just return without anything, means that it is not returning anything. It is a void function. But if it is returning within the parenthesis, then it's mean that, or expression or a variable, then it's mean that it's not necessary that you should have the parenthesis. Parenthesis I've just shown because I've used expression here. So it should return some value. The return statement with the expression returns the value of an expression. There can be more than one return statement. So मैंने आपको बताया कि this return statement ideally should be one, but there can be more return statement if we combined it with some, for example, if statement. We can say if this then return this, else return this. So we can have more than one return value in a function. Let us take some example here. In this particular example, वही चीज़ है जो मैंने अभी आपको पढ़ाई, but now I am taking you towards the actual usage of the concepts that I am trying to communicate to you. जो मैं आपको concepts पढ़ा रहा हूँ आहिस्ता आहिस्ता, we are moving towards writing a program. तो ये वही चीज़ है, घबराए नहीं. This is same square example that I have used. So creating and using a program defined function, IOStream here, then I have a prototype here. Can you see that? It is int square. Let me take my cursor. It's not possible to take the cursor with this color. So int square integer is basically the function prototype. उसके बाद है int main. Int main is a loop of 10 times and calculate an output square of x. I've used it in one of my previous slides as an example. लेकिन यहाँ पर I'm using it as a program. It's a formal program. वही slide है. Just I'm writing it in the form of a program. Don't worry. Okay, घबराने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. So integer x is equal to 1, x is less than equal to 10, x plus plus, then say cout square x. X की 1 से 10 values के लिए you have called a function. ऊपर हमने prototype किया function को. Here we are calling a function, then say end, then return. And now here in the bottom we have provided the definition of the function. Here we are providing the definition of the function. I am dragging it here because it was not possible to see this cursor here. So this is the definition: int square taking the argument y, returning y multiplied by y, return square of the y. So definition of the square y is a copy of the argument passed. कॉपी इसको रिसीव हुई थी x में. ओके, कॉपी कहाँ रिसीव हुई थी? कॉपी रिसीव हुई थी x में. x is the actual argument, y is the formal argument, or y multiplied by y, and that you have returned it back. So in the output you will find for I is equal to 1 it is 1, for I is equal to 2 it is 4, 3 9, 4 16, and 10 kVA 100. So in this way you can just use whatever the concepts I have just explained it to you. Okay, here I have given the prototype of two functions. थोड़ा सा हम फर्दर ऐड करते हैं. हमने स्क्वायर यूज किया था, अब मैं स्क्वायर के साथ क्यूब भी यूज कर रहा हूं. सो नाउ आई एम प्रोवाइडिंग अ प्रोटोटाइप ऑफ टू फंक्शंस, स्क्वायर एंड देन क्यूब. एक प्रोटोटाइप है स्क्वायर का और दूसरा प्रोटोटाइप है क्यूब का. मेन प्रोग्राम में आई हैव कॉल्ड previously I have just called square, and here I am calling both. I am calling square first, then I am calling this is square. This is just a, sorry, this is not the calling of a function. This is given in apostrophes, which is printed as it is. It should print here as it is. Square is equal to this square equal to. This is the calling of a function, square of I. I is the actual argument, or square of y, int y here is formal argument. Cube of I is the actual argument, where cube int y is the formal argument. इधर हमने square return किया और इधर हम cube return कर रहे हैं. So this is the program. Here I am providing you the prototype, and this prototype says double. Maximum is the name of the function. These are the three arguments. So this is a prototype. Here is a main, and here we have called this function where I've called this maximum. I've called this maximum here. Here we have called this maximum by passing the three arguments, number 1, number 2, and number 3. And now we have provided the definition of the function. So dear students, please see that this is prototype of a function. Number 1, number 2, this is calling of a function. Number 3, this is the definition of a function. And this should also be visible here. If I just click it here, okay, it's there. Function maximum takes 3 arguments, okay, that I've already explained. And here, enter 3 real numbers. Suppose I pass it on 3 real numbers, which are 99.32, 37.3, and 27.1928. The maximum number it should return is 99.3. Then for the next value, if I enter these 3 numbers, 1.1, 3.33, and 2.22, then the function should return the maximum value. Okay? So we have learned the concept of prototyping a function, which is the declaration of a function is a prototype of a function. Then calling of the function, number 2, and then the definition of a function. Prototyping में हम function को declare करते हैं by providing the details of the functions, and these details include the return type, the name of the function, and the argument list. Calling program के अंदर we call the function by giving its name and passing the actual argument. Number 3, definition of a function के अंदर we provide the complete definition of a function by providing its name, providing the return data type, providing the formal argument receiving data types, and then the body of the function. So if you understand all the 3 concepts, then I assure you that you have learned how to use the function, how can you define the function, how can we use the function. 3 काम करने होते हैं, declaration of a function या prototype of a function, calling of a function, and definition of a function. These are 3 steps. Quickly, prototype का मतलब function name, parameters, number and data type, and their order. They be important. Order is also important. Then return type you have to provide in the prototype of a function. So only needed if function definition after function call. और अगर आपने function definition पहले दे दी, फिर आपको prototype करने की या declare करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. But if you are providing the definition at the end of your main program, then you need to prototype the function. Prototype must match the function definition. यानी कि definition में जो भी आपने whatever, it should match the return type, number 8. Number 2, it should match the name of the function. Number 3, it should match the parameters, argument parameters. और जब argument parameters की बात करते हैं, then there are again 3 concepts. Number 1, the data type of each argument. Number 2, the name of each argument. Number 3, order of each argument. Okay, so with this we have completed prototyping. So I just quickly go through some examples. The function takes an argument. Here we have just prototype a function, add two nums. वही example है. This is the main program, and in this main program we have just keyed in the data a and b, added the two numbers, and added the two numbers. The function is not returning anything. This add two number is a void. Therefore this definition is a void. So function is not returning. So what it does here, when you call this function takes two arguments, x and y as two arguments, add these two arguments and print the result. So basically the function is providing the output, but it is providing the output by displaying the data on the screen. It is providing the output by displaying the data on the screen, not returning the data to the calling program. आप ये नहीं कहते कि फंक्शन की आउटपुट नहीं है तो वो void फंक्शन है. यहाँ पे फंक्शन की आउटपुट है. The output is printed onto the screen, but the output is not returned back to the calling program. तो यहाँ पे जो function की जो type है, you can see it is void, and this type must match the definition. ये क्या है? What do we call? Yes, we call it as prototype. We call it as declaration of a function. ये क्या है? Add two nums. Yes, this is called calling of a function. And what is this? This is called definition of a function. Prototyping a function, declaration of function, number two, calling a function, number three, definition of a function. Next, in the function does not take any argument. अभी हमने देखा था कि function does not return anything. ये example है, function does not take any argument. If the function does not take any argument, so this function is void. आप इसको सिर्फ parenthesis के साथ you can show it, void function, or even you can put a word void here. Both means will be the same. Without void, just parenthesis, empty parenthesis, no, nothing described here, and you may describe void here. Both are the same, and now you are calling fun A, fun B, return 0. Fun A is not returning, just function A takes an argument, takes no argument, sorry, it is printing. Then fun B, also function B, no argument. So this is the example where the function is not taking any argument. Few things to remember very quickly. Local variables, मैंने आपको बताया था, known only in the function in which they are defined. All variables declared inside the functions are local variables. Parameters. Local variables passed to a function when called are passing parameters. मैंने इसका बड़ा मजे का नाम आपको बताया, are the actual arguments. ठीक है, ये passing parameters क्या हैं? Actual arguments. So variable defined outside and before the function main are called global variables. Global variable का मैंने I have given you another name. What was that? Extern. Extern, E-X-T-E-R-N, extern. Okay. So external variables are also global variables. It's not external, it's complete external. So both global and external variables are basically the global variable which are visible to all functions. Then what you need to remember, omitting the type of return, result default to int. अगर आप किसी वेरिएबल के किसी फंक्शन के प्रोटोटाइप का रिटर्न टाइप डिफाइन नहीं करेंगे तो बाय डिफॉल्ट इट इज इंटीजर, int. But omitting a non-integer type is a syntax error. If it is a float, you have provided the definition. Definition में आपने float किया है और function is returning a float value and you have not provided the return data type, then it is a syntax error. If a global variable defined again as a local variable in the function, then the local definition overrides. फर्ज किया आपने डिक्लेयर किया है global variable x, and then you have defined an x in the फंक्शन, तो जो आपने फंक्शन के अंदर x डिफाइन किया है वो ओवरराइड कर देगा कंटेंट्स को जो कि ग्लोबल के हैं, बट इट विल नॉट चेंज, क्योंकि जो वट एवर यू हैव डिफाइंड x that is only visible to that particular function in which you have defined it. So whenever you will refer x in that particular or refer the name of that particular variable that you have defined locally, although it may have the same name, but it is only visible and it is only available within that particular function. I will demonstrate it with an example also. अभी मैं आपको एक इसकी example बताता हूँ. Function prototype function definition and function call must be consistent. तीनों चीजें consistent होनी चाहिए. Function prototype, function calling and function definition. So function prototype, function definition and function call must be consistent. Consistent in terms of number of arguments, type of those arguments and the order of those arguments. बहुत important concept है कि जो arguments हैं they must be consistently used in terms of number, in terms of order or in terms of type. They must be in all three aspects. So global versus local variable, I just quickly like to give, जो मैंने भी आपको थोड़ी देर पहले एक example बता रहा था, integer x and y are the global variables. Since you have defined it here, so automatically they will become the global variables. Int add 2, this is a prototype, this is the main. Now x is equal to 11, y is equal to 22, so no variables are defined here. Students, we can see x की value is x, so whenever I say global x, it will print x is equal to 11. When I say global y, it will print y is equal to 22. Then you call the function. When you call the function, you are in this function, and this function is here add 2 x1 y1, x is received in x1, y is received in y1. Here you have defined another variable called int x. It has a value 44. This is also x, this is also x. Here you have initialized as 44. When you say cout local x, the value should be what? Either it should be 22 or 44. The 44 will be overwrite. Okay, means the 44 will take the value. So x will take the value as 44, so therefore it will print 44 here. But when you return x1 and y1, so this x is still 11 or this y is still 22, so it will return 33, which is written here. Okay, so we see that कि किसी भी local variable जो है उसको हम अगर if we can redefine a global variable within a function, then it acts and operates like local variable and does not affect the content of the global variable, क्योंकि फिर ये variable इसको visible नहीं होता, इसको सिर्फ ये अपना variable visible होगा. लेकिन the contents were available here, क्यों? क्योंकि we have passed these contents as an argument. तो formal arguments जो थे, that was the actual argument which were received in the formal arguments. So data was there in the formal arguments, passed on through the actual arguments. Okay, so quickly go through with a few more slides where I would like to just show you that what type of errors you can have in your program. So in this program, if I say int sum, integer x, integer y, integer result is equal to x plus y, this is wrong, because the function should return an integer value and here you have given initialized a value to result. You are not returning any value. So this is wrong, this is mistake. You should replace it with this statement, return result. So you can say int result is equal to x plus y, you add this line return result here, so this will make this program correct. Similarly, here if I say if n is equal to 0, return 0, else n plus sum n minus 1. Since this sum is supposed to return an integer, It is returning an integer 0 here, but not returning in this part, else part. So should return also, because there is also an exit part here. If n is not 0, then it should return from here, and there is no valid return statement. So how can we correct this error? We can correct this error by replacing else statement, else return n plus sum of n minus 1. So this is an error that you can correct. There are some errors which is hard to find. For example, this is a very small error. Void f float. This is not a prototype. This is not prototype because you are providing the definition here. Since you are providing the definition, so you are not supposed to use this semicolon. This semicolon found after the function definition header is wrong. You can only use in the prototype or the declaration. At the time of the definition, you are not supposed to use this semicolon. This is a mistake, and very common mistake that the students commit. So please be careful. So redefining the parameter. This is another mistake. You have defined float f a, and then you are defining a here. This is the second mistake. This definition was there, you are defining it here. So if you want to redefine it, you can use some other name. If you want another parameter, you should use some other name. You cannot redefine the parameter that you have received as a formal argument. फॉर्मल आर्गुमेंट जो आपने रिसीव किया है उस ऑटो वेरिएबल को यू कैन नॉट रीयूज इट. आप उसको री-इनिशियलाइज नहीं कर सकते. आप उसको प्रोग्राम के अंदर यू कैन पुट द कंटेंट, यू कैन चेंज द कंटेंट, बट आप यू कैन नॉट से कि फ्लोट ए, आप उसको रीडिफाइन नहीं कर सकते. ओके, सो देयर वर टू मिस्टेक्स, मिस्टेक नंबर 1 एंड रीडिफाइनिंग इज मिस्टेक नंबर 2. Another, this program you should find out the errors. Here it is returning. The function returns a return result. So what is the mistake? Mistake is obvious. This function is a void function, should not return anything, but it is returning something. So this is an error. So you have to remove this line. That will correct the error or mistake. Okay, random number generator. So I will discuss it in the next lecture. I think whatever I have discussed up to this point is sufficient, and inshallah I'll be discussing some more concepts and giving you some more examples. Also, I'll be spending some time in the environment and giving you hands-on exercises and demonstration to test the concepts whatever I have taught in these two lectures. Lecture number 11 और 12 में जो भी हमने concepts learn किए हैं, inshallah lecture number 13 या 14 में I will be demonstrating it also in the Visual C++ environment. So अगले lecture तक के लिए खुदा हाफिज, अल्लाह निगहबान.